Hi, everyone, and welcome to ALX Laser, my spin-off channel from my other channel where many of you may know me, which is ALX Sharpen. A few years back, I started ALX Sharpen to do all things knife sharpening. But what happened is at a certain point, I decided to also get into laser engraving of knives. And over the years, that work has pulled me deeper and deeper into the world of laser engraving. So deep that I've actually built pretty much a second business of laser engraving. And I want to share that with all of you. And it just made sense to share it in a location where all the laser engraving content and different jobs and things could live on its own and not get mixed in with all of the knife sharpening stuff. Because what I realized over time was that not everybody that's interested in knife sharpening is interested in laser engraving, and vice versa. It really just made sense for this to live on its own channel. What is my other goal here? Well, there is so many cool advances and things changing rapidly in the laser engraving world. And I also felt that needed its own place to kind of live and be able to explore that content. What is my main goal here? Well, one of my main goals is to give you a place where you can see laser engraving stuff going on that are real world jobs. One of the things that always kind of annoys me is that there are many YouTube creators out there that I'll watch something and all it is they're trying to sell you a particular machine or a particular item. And all they do as far as content is show you the same thing over and over and over again. It's like, okay, how many dog tags can I see engraved? Or how many, business cards can I see engraved? And yes, I do all those things, but I do them mostly for my own business. I'm not doing them because I'm out there pitching them. So I've always tried to show my followers, when it came to laser engraving, real world jobs. So most of the things you see coming from me are actual jobs for clients or personal projects that I have taken on to do for myself. Many of the creators that I follow for laser engraving would maybe surprise some of you. Some of them are really small and really tiny little channels that you wouldn't even expect. They don't even have very big followings, but they're fantastic creators and have really great ideas and create really great projects and things that even I want to make, and they inspire me. And those are the kind of people that I want to bring to you. I don't want to bring to you the person that gets every single machine sent to him by every company because he has 100,000 followers, but he's not teaching you or anything or showing you how you can use that as a business. You can use a laser to enhance your business, and people love personalized stuff, but you need to have a game plan kind of going into it. If you think you're just going to buy a laser and go on Etsy and start selling coasters like you see all these people making, just here to tell you, you're probably not going to be able to do that unless you have a really fantastic idea or innovative way or are making something incredibly cool. Just to be able to make a coaster is basically boring. You have to do creative stuff with it. That's the other thing I want to share is that, yes, if you just go buy a laser and think, oh, I'm going to make coasters and make $1 million on Etsy, don't do it, because you won't. You have to be creative. You have to be aggressive. You have to have a plan for your laser. And if you already have a business, this might be a fantastic way to add value to what you're doing. But in my opinion, Etsy is a matured marketplace. And keep in mind this too. They take about 24% of each one of your sales. So not only are you giving a very big portion to Etsy, but you're dealing with sellers on there that have been there, some of them for several years. So it is heavily competitive. And there's certain areas where people are practically giving product away. They're making almost nothing to be selling on there. So where is the area that you should be looking at? In my opinion, it is without question local. Local is where it's at. Local is where I compete, and it's why I am able to thrive as a laser engraver. And I'm just kind of dabbling in two market areas there. There's a lot more that can be done, and depending on how specialized you are, you can really thrive in that local market. Let me give you a couple examples. I had Chat GPT-5 do some deep research for me, and I wanted to pull a few things out for you, tell you like how this corresponds to what I have done before with my business and what I think is still wide open. The number one thing that people still search for, and this is one thing I tell all my knife sharpeners, that I have always thrived to be number one and have for several years in my area for knife sharpening. Well, you want to do the same thing when it comes to laser engraving. I come right up in that top category when it comes to laser engraving in Alexandria. If you search laser engraving near me, bang, I come up. So that is the main thing you want to search for. People are willing to pay more for convenience and availability than they are to go necessarily get something off of Etsy. So if they might run to Etsy to take a look to see like, hey, what's available in wedding cake knives or in, something that they see on there. But then the next thing they're going to look for is, can I get it locally? And can I get it faster locally? And if you can be that person in your area, and I have found that to be very wide open, you can be extremely successful laser engraving. One thing that I don't do, and I'm getting to where I can do more of it, because keep in mind, this is a skill too, and it's a thing that you're gonna have to learn, and there is a learning curve, and there's, becoming comfortable with the stuff that you're doing. And when it comes to laser engraving, I think I operate in an area that's one of the most difficult, which is where I'm willing to engrave damn near anything. Many laser engravers are only going to do specific products and specific things because they've tested them and they know what the results they're going to get from that product, and that is it. And there are a couple laser engraving places near me, but if you walked in with your own wedding knife, like in this picture, a wedding cake serving set, and said, I want this engraved, they're going to say, sorry, we sell them, and here's the ones we sell. And they're going to want to sell you that product and charge you for the engraving, and they're not touching anything else. And that's one of the areas that I'm different, is I am willing to engrave things that may be one-off items. Now, is it more risky? Does it require a lot more skill in engraving? Yes, you're not going to teach this to a high school kid to come in and run your shop. It's going to be something that you're going to want to do yourself, or you're going to need a person that's, they don't necessarily have to be quite an expert. They're going to have to be quite good in laser engraving to be able to take on that kind of stuff. Now, the other way that I take care of this too is I have people sign a waiver when it's a one-off type of item. Sticking with that same subject, local niches are wide open. One of my favorite people that I follow, and it's not even something that I do, but I just like watching what she does, is a girl that I saw come on YouTube when I had probably 3 times the amount of followers that she had, but she's really good at basically one thing. She engraves lots of things. Well, I should actually say 2 things. She's really good at doing 2 things. She's really good at making signs, and she's really good at doing hat engravings. And she does baseball hat engravings with just incredible precision, incredible artwork. She has absolutely mastered doing that, and she's running a killer business doing hat engravings and signs. And that's her niche area. And she focused on that, and she's just crushing that. And I think that's a great way to go about this business. And this is also a great reason why I see a lot of moms really excelling at being great engravers, especially if they have that, like, what I like to call the mommy network, where they know everybody's kids and they know everybody in town. If you have a good network and then the word gets out, like, hey, if you need 25 custom baseball hats made for your little league team or your whatever group. Emily's the person to go to. That's what gets out there, and then these people can thrive in that area. You know, maybe it's tumblers, maybe it's whatever the item is, but that word gets out and people know. And like in my area, if you need a knife engraved, people know I'm the place to go for that. And then they come and they see I do all these other things, and I end up grabbing some of those jobs too. So I have done well in some of these areas. I've done very well in the wedding market, the wedding gifts, the groomsmen gifts, doing and selling those things. Now, do I go out and market it really crazy and hard and push it really hard? I don't, because I have a very viable other business in my sharpening business, and this is more of my passion. But if I wanted to, yes, I could push even harder. And there's like certain things I could do. I guarantee, like if I put on, I don't do same day stuff. I've never done that. I don't like to work under rush. If I was willing to, I would have even 10 times the business that I have. If I was willing to do same day engravings or very short turnaround stuff, the amount of work that's out there, if you just pursue it a little bit and you cater to people in your local area, is wide open. And I think that it's the area that I think most people looking to get into laser engraving should be focusing on. Don't focus on Etsy. I can almost guarantee you'll be extremely disappointed. Now, Etsy is a fantastic place for ideas. Etsy is a fantastic place to test things. And if you do have something that's super unique or very artsy, I would say, say you do beautiful resin poured cutting boards that are laser cut and made to custom order, and this is a high-end product that you're selling, that is a great place for something like on Etsy. But if you're selling a slate coaster, you don't, there's guys and gals, there's people that have been doing that on Etsy for a decade longer than you have. It's just not worth trying to compete with them. And not to mention, you're also, until recently, that a lot of them got kicked out of there, but you were also competing with foreign countries that didn't care if they made 25 cents on a product. Etsy started out as a very personalized, artsy place for artists to sell stuff that they were handmade. And for a while, it kind of drifted away from that. Fortunately, recently, they've gotten back to that, and they got rid of a lot of these sellers, and a lot of people got kicked off of there for violating things and copyright violations. So I'm not saying it's a dead marketplace, but you really have to be the right person for that marketplace. If your product's not super unique and of high quality, I don't think you should be wasting your time with Etsy. And that's my point with that. But that's it. So that's what the channel is going to be about. It's going to be, showing you my journey in laser engraving, showing you how I've been successful at it, and hopefully helping you get some ideas and things to do and cool projects and fun things and enhancing your business using lasers. And I will introduce you to the people that I like and follow. Some of them you'll see don't have big, huge followings, but man, when you see some of the stuff they do, it will blow your mind. There's a lot of people out there like that are thriving and doing really great, selling locally, and I think that's a fantastic place for people to start. So please, like always, do the like and subscribe thing, and I'll see you at the next video.